sister has it. Yes. It's you.
I know.
Wintertime here at Hogsmeade Village.
Lieutenant Dane,
Hello, Forrest.
you got new legs.
Titanium alloy.
Time for my summer sizzle, cool as a cherry popsicle.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
It's happening. It's dish time. I've always wanted to do this in front of you.
Creating content that enlightens and lifts you up.
Dish, sir, dish.
Me at Splash Mountain, just pepper these in here.
Hello everyone, this is Kermit the Frog reporting live from the final showing of Muppet Vision 3D.
Right? God, I missed our daily dishes.
Yes, indeed.
You know, I really don't remember you being this opinionated.
Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the dish.
Hey. So, let's dish.
What do you want to dish about?
Anything you guys want. This is your time.
Welcome back, Fun Fam. And if you are brand new to the channel, welcome in to follow the Bradley's Fun. This is the Daily Dish. And, oh, Garrett, there's my background. There's my background. I hope that wherever you are out there, you are having an absolutely phenomenal day, phenomenal night, phenomenal evening, phenomenal morning. I don't know where you're watching from, but maybe you're watching from Svalbard. I don't know if anybody's watching from Svalbard, but I know that I watch videos from Svalbard sometimes, which is pretty cool. For those of you that aren't familiar with Svalbard, it's basically where Santa Claus probably would live. It's about the farthest north that anybody does live, towards the North Pole. Yeah. But yeah, absolutely. My gosh, look at the chat. The chat is going wild. Thank you guys so much for coming in tonight on our Labor Day Monday night dish. It's very, very exciting to have so many people here. As you guys know, if you've been here before, if you haven't been here before, you may not know this, but you guys are my energy. It's just, I love you so much. You have no idea, and I'm being sincere when I say this. I love you all so much for being here, and I'm not even kidding. It's just, I see the numbers going up, 32. It's very, very cool because as the numbers go up and more people watching, so I get very excited about this. I love being on the pro show and that part place, and everybody in between Tom's channel and my channel. 33 people watching so far that I can see, and I could be wrong about the numbers, but thank you guys so much. You are the energy, the energon, if you will, if you're a Transformers fan, that gets this guy to transform and roll out of bed from my nap to be here with you tonight, Labor Day night.
A toast, Autobots. Boy, these are good. I needed to refuel. Energy! This stuff's the greatest!
Oh my gosh. So let's see if I can say hi to everybody that's in the chat. I'm going to try to go through these pretty fast. We got Sort of Poopus Q Burr coming in saying, hello, humans and other critters. And TJ Magnify, who is also here on the panel with us. Please do the thing that I need to do, StreamYard. Thank you. And Sort of Poopus and TJ Magnify Thomas, both holding that blue wrench. Thank you guys so much for that. And Linda's here. Hi, Linda. Hope you're having a great night. William is here for the whole show. First time for the whole show. Thank you for coming here and spending your time with us. I know everybody, I know your time is valuable, so I want to make it worth your while, and I hope that I do. That is my only hope and prayer, that I make this worth your valuable time to be watching, because I don't know, you could be watching Ironheart instead. So, so yes, thank you so much, guys, for being here. We got DL Fendel in the chat. Very good. Thank you, DL. And then Chris0187 is here. Hello, Chris. Jess Hart's Theme Park. She'll be on the panel in a couple moments. And then we have Andy W is here. Hey, Andy, good to see you. Hope everyone had a good day. Maravita is here. Hello, everyone. Hope everyone had an amazing weekend. And Snort of Poopus for the Culture Bear. We'll be getting to the Culture Bear soon enough. My mom is here. Kathleen Fantasia says hi in the chat. And we are going to celebrate this in just a minute. Maravita became a YouTube member on the Friendship Boat level. Great. As a matter of fact, our first story is about a boat, not the Friendship Boat, but yeah. And then Snort of Poopus is here. And Izzo looks like he's watching over there in TJ Magnify's channel. So Izzo's, yes, he's back. Yellow, I'm back on the grid. Let's see, we've got Maravita and William. Yeah, so William says, not sure what you're saying, but this is my first time to the show's live stream. Caught the end just before the pro show last time. So this is my first one entire show. Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. Native Hawaiian, aloha. Aloha, y'all, kind sir, and good evening. Knight Rider 73 is here. I love Knight Rider. Knight Rider was such a good show that it ended up being Star-Lord's favorite. And my beautiful wife is in the house. Tesaroste, Virginia. I think that's how that's pronounced, although I'm not super sure. Let me see here. Who else is here with us in the chat? TJ Kit Kat. Kit Kat says, nice background. Yes, coming to you, reporting live from your local Cracker Barrel, folks. Maybe since I'm at a Cracker Barrel, I should do the whole show in my down home voice. How y'all doing tonight? I hope you're having a wonderful evening, folks. I'll just do the whole rest of the show like this. And William's up there in North Florida. Linda, Xanair, yes, live from Cracker Barrel. That's where we're here. We love the Cracker Barrel. We're going old school. By the way, funny thing, the picture behind me was taken on my birthday. Pam Emerson is here. I see you in the chat. Good to see you, Pam. And Jonathan, okay, we got that. And then, we got another, oh my gosh, Chef Eddie, another new member. We are going to be celebrating those in just a moment as we get to the super section. And James All Day TV is here. Hey, I followed you back on X, James, just to let you know. Morgan King watching over there on Tom's channel. What's up, Morgan? And then we have Charlie Zulu Oscar C. Wait a second. On Tom's channel, the names come in like regular names, and on my channel, they're coming in with the ats. That's so weird. It's like pick a lane, YouTube. Yeah, that's so bizarre. You're welcome, man. Oh, golly, hot cocoa sounds good, but much too hot here in Southern California. Oh my goodness. Hey, let's get to those supers. We got put those on the board. We've got Maravita is a new member at the Friendship Boat level, and we've got Chef Eddie 6164 became a YouTube member, also I believe at the Friendship Boat level. We love to celebrate you guys on this channel. We get any super chat, super stickers, super thanks, PayPals, buy me a coffees. I think the link is up there somewhere, or any support from like this new members in the chat, or memberships dropped, or even member milestone chats. We celebrate all of that. We celebrate all of you on this channel. How do we celebrate it? We dance. All right. And now here's what happens when we celebrate. What I want you to do is, if you are a member of the channel, you have access to special custom emojis. Throw those down in the chat. And if you are if you're not a member, that's fine. Celebrate with us. Put dance emojis, fireworks emojis, any of that kind of stuff. And since we already have some things to celebrate, we're going to show you what a celebration looks like right now. Here is your chance to celebrate with us. Thank you guys for the support. Let's celebrate. Guys, we've got some people joining us tonight. They are in the back. They are waiting. Real quick, before I bring them up, I want to show you that we do have a spread shop, and we also have a sale going on the spread shop. So right now, if you go over to follow the Bradley's Fun spread shop, let me throw the link in the chat. There is a Labor Day sale, 25% off everything going on. Now, if you buy something from the sale during the show, please do. If you buy something during the show from the sale, let me know, and we will celebrate that like a super chat or super sticker or anything like that. Just wanted to show you some of the merchandise a little bit. Most people are mostly interested, if I scroll down here, in the Make Disney Walt Again merchandise. Okay, you can change the color on these shirts, but you can wear it around, and you can let people know that you wish Disney would just go back to being Walt, not the animatronic, but the real spirit of Walt. We want to try and get the message out to Disney that Disney, we just want you to have the spirit of Walt again. That's all we're asking for. 25% off that today. You can get the hat, you can get the t-shirt, you can get any of those things. We've also got the Dish merchandise. So if you want to tell people that you watch the Daily Dish, or it's not the Daily Dish anymore, it's just the Dish now. That's why we miss our daily dishes. But yeah, we've got the Dish t-shirts. There is a woman's version, but we've got men's versions, all of those types of things. This is good quality stuff. I think I have, just so you can see, and I'll show you. Get that off. Here's the hat. Follow the Bradley's Fun hat. You can see that there. And then the Make Disney Walt Again hat looks like this in real life. I used to wear it all the time on the show, but the reason I stopped wearing it was pointed out to me by my good friend Jonas J. Campbell. Hey, if somebody's like scrolling by and they see that, they might think it's a different thing on the hat. And this isn't that kind of a channel. So I just like to let people know that. All right, we have guests to bring on. Basically, my co-host of the show, one of the people I love bringing on, She helps me out so much, and that is our good friend Jess from Jess Hearts, the theme parks.
Hey.
Welcome to the stage. How you doing tonight, Jess?
Really good. How are you?
Fan-flartin-tastic, doing the best that I can.
Happy Labor Day.
Happy Labor Day. Fortunately, I have to say this. Fortunately, I am not in labor. Now,
that's good.
If you looked at me from a distance and saw my belly, you might think I could go into labor at any moment, but that's a whole nother story. Snoop Dogg would look at me and his grandkid would be going, "Hey, Snoop, Pappy Snoop, how men get pregnant?" Yeah. No. Oh, and another good friend of the channel, and I'm so glad he is here and has come to us tonight. Sometimes known as a stuttering guitarist, sometimes known as the Strings and the Pucks. Let's get him on the stage. That is our good friend, Jeremy Lara.
Hey, guys.
What is up, Jeremy?
I'm just glad to be here. My mom used to celebrate Labor Day with 36 hours of pain, followed by decades of disappointment.
Yes, exactly. 36 hours of pain. Decades of disappointment. I like the shirt, though. I'm digging the shirt.
Hey, thanks, brother.
Gold salute. Salute to all of the countries of the world, but mostly America. Yes, indeed. Who else do we got out there? It looks like, I think this one is a familiar favorite coming to the stage.
Afternoon, everybody.
Tom!
What's up, everybody?
Tom F. is here, sometimes known as TJ Magnify. And coming to us, not even from this period of time, but possibly from, we don't know, maybe it's the past. It's hard to tell what time period they're coming from when it's kind of like, oh my gosh, it's like seeing a ghost.
Doc, calm down, okay? Just calm down. It's me. It's Marty.
No, it can't be you. I sent you back to the future.
Okay, Doc, that's right, but I came back again. I came back from the future. Don't you remember last night? You fainted. I brought you home.
This can't be happening. You can't be here. It doesn't make sense for you to be here. I refuse to even believe that you are here.
But he is here. Lou Wasserman's ghost is in the house. LW, how you doing?
I'll tell you, every time I watch the opening now, I wonder if when the dish cloche rises, there will be A, a magician's dove, or B, a plate of Chinese food underneath it. Because I actually have a set of those Chinese serving dishes look like that, but have a little pedestal. You know, I got them from William Sonoma a million years ago. But anyway, always happy to be here.
Good. Well, we're always absolutely thrilled to have you. Your wisdom, everything you bring. Hey,
I'm just some guy, you know.
Just
what
was that? Was that Wayne's World when they were in the Chinese restaurant and he's like, "I'll have the cream of some young guy."
Yeah, that joke predates Wayne's World, but
yeah, I would have.
That doesn't mean it's worth repeating, but.
It's Chinese food for the YouTube algorithm, just to let you know. That's what
okay,
we're talking
Mr.
about.
Weinstein.
Sum Gai. Yes, very, very good. Yeah, I noticed also my local Chinese restaurant. It's funny, the one I normally order from is closed on Mondays regardless. So they were closed today, Labor Day. I was going to order from them yesterday, and their daily dish has gone up by like $2 on their lunch special. So we might be getting priced out.
I hate when that happens.
I don't know if
I can't tell you how many times I get ready to order something from like DoorDash, and I know it's more expensive than going there, but it's convenient.
Right.
And then I total it up and I say, that much for a sandwich and some chips? Are you mad? And just on moral outrage, I turn it off and don't order it. So
yeah, it's it's out of control. I understand what happened. I understand prices, but what most normal people don't understand, like when you see the union protests, the big one was the push for $15 an hour. Obviously, we're well over that now, right? But I remember the push, and I remember thinking, guys, stop. The moment you get it, you are going to price yourself out of everything that you're trying to buy today. Because as soon as you get the 15, all the products that you're selling go up. Everything goes
passed along.
Inflation will always outpace wages. It's just the way it works, and it's never going to stop. I mean, I just wish that people would learn that very, very simple lesson. Like I said, I had.
You expect people who have a public education to actually understand a little bit of economics?
Yeah,
Didn't they used to teach home economics in school?
Yeah, I remember my home ec class was 8th grade, divided into 3 trimesters. So instead of
sounds positively pregnant with a potential for abuse.
Yeah, we had home ec. It was what was it called? It wasn't called home ec. The first trimester was home ec, and that we learned sewing and cooking and home skills like that. And then the second trimester was typing. The interesting thing about the typing class was that our teacher in 8th grade for typing was a former playmate. And so everybody in the class was clamoring to, find.
It was a little confusing because you expected to be taught how to learn typing for the articles instead of for the visuals.
Were they doing the Hot the Teacher song?
I think that predated Hot the Teacher. That was 8th grade.
Really?
I don't think Hot for Teacher had come out yet, but it would have been appropriate. And then
my typing teacher in high school was notable for her speech impediment. So when she said "put hands on home woe," it was very strange. But she taught nice lady, Miss
hands on home woe
was her name, AMDUR. If you're out there somewhere, we remember you.
Very few people understand what home woe is now, because this is how everybody types. They don't type like this anymore. They type like this. But something else has just happened, and I think people are going to like it.
Afternoon, everybody.
Hello. We are joined by Fake Wizard, real life Fake Wizard.
What's up, guys?
How you doing, man?
You're a frozen wizard, or is that on purpose?
I am. I may or may not be jumping in and out of work calls, but I will be on at some point very soon.
No, you are
Botox the wizard.
Good to see you.
I think you look phenomenal.
Yeah.
I think
he's kind of giving me the evil eye. I'm kind of afraid.
There you go.
Well, hey, I'm feeling a little uncomfortable now.
There you go. We got more support that came in from Go and Shogi, gifted 5 Follow the Bradley's Fun memberships. That deserves, I think, a little bit of our friend Culture Bear.
That is a perfect clip.
I had to ask. Fake Wizard, that's awesome.
Getting better.
That's his Gal Gadot outfit, is it? I don't know.
Oh man,
Hell no.
That fits your other skit, Ron.
Yeah, that's from the. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. There's so many more clips and things that I'm wanting to do for the show, but guys, we got to.
Is there an actual story we're going to do? Oh,
yeah, I was going to say we got to stop jazzing around.
The Guinness Book.
Get to the news.
Wow.
The news is I broke it.
Don't break the news. Let me see here. This is out of thatparkplace.com. This is breaking today that we're finally getting some information about the crash that happened. This was the ferry boat. This is not the ferry boat that is This is not the boat in Magic Kingdom. It's not the Liberty Bell that used to be there that is part of the Rivers of America. No, this is the ferry boat that actually shuffles guests from the Ticket and Transportation Center to the Magic Kingdom. So for those, if you're in the chat and maybe you've never been to Walt Disney World, just to let you know, it's one of the few places in I don't know of any other parks where there's not parking, like right in front of the theme park. All of the other parks at Walt Disney World, the parking lot is actually adjacent to the theme park. Universal, there's a parking garage, and then you have to go through City Walk to get there. So it's kind of, in a way, it's kind of like that. But at Magic Kingdom, you park at a place called the Ticket and Transportation Center, and then you either take a monorail over or you take a ferry boat. Well, the ferry boat, a few weeks ago, it crashed at night in the dark, and we're getting reports of kind of what happened. So out of thatparkplace.com by our good friend Marvin Montanaro, written today on September 1st. Let's see if we can get to the actual story. There we go. Incident report claims, I don't like this part. Incident report claims pregnant woman fell on belly. 19 sent to the hospital in the July 30th Disney World ferry boat crash. So there is what one of the ferry boats look like. I've ridden this thing probably hundreds of times, like literally hundreds of times in my life. When families board a ferry boat at Walt Disney World, they are supposed to be gliding toward the Magic Kingdom, not bracing for a disaster that sends dozens of guests flying. That's exactly what happened the night of July 30th, 2025, when the General Joe Potter ferry boat slammed into the dock at the Transportation and Ticket Center. The incident, now detailed in emergency response logs obtained by Blog Mickey, paints a terrifying picture of what should have been an ordinary ride across the Seven Seas Lagoon, but instead became a night of chaos, injuries, and unanswered questions that sent 19 people to the hospital, including a pregnant woman who fell on her stomach. A night of horror on the lagoon. According to the 911 call records, the crash occurred at 11:40 p.m. So this is that late period of time when everybody's trying to exit the Magic Kingdom. The monorails easily get backed up, and so there's a lot of people that choose the ferry boat. And it really shouldn't be that bad, but it was stormy conditions. The impact was so violent that passengers were thrown forward en masse, with one eyewitness describing the scene as chaotic, completely chaotic. And again, this was a month before what just happened, what we saw this last weekend, which was a massive Walt Disney World-wide power outage. This stuff at Disney is crazy lately. Reports confirm at least 19 guests were transported to area hospitals. Among injured were children, adults with fractured bones, and a 25-year-old pregnant woman who fell on her belly. Others suffered wrist, hip, and elbow injuries. Guests recounted the experience in harrowing terms. One mother compared it to the frickin' Titanic, describing the terror as children slammed into railings and strollers toppled. Another eyewitness said bluntly, people weren't just falling, they were flying. Emergency response was swift. Disney's response was not. First responders arrived within minutes. Ambulances from Orange County, Osceola County, and Central Florida Tourism Oversight District, SIFTOD, rushing victims to at least 4 different hospitals. But while emergency crews did their job, Disney's response was non-existent. Guests reported no announcements from the ferry crew before or after the crash. No apology, no guidance on what to do. Injured families were left to fend for themselves as they struggled off the boat. The silence extended beyond that night of the Disney World ferry boat crash. Weeks later, Disney still has not issued a single public statement, not to the media, not to the victims that we've heard, and not to the countless families who put their trust in the company's transportation system every day. Before I read that next part, I mean, it talks about, Quiet Disney cover up and what's going on. And this is crazy, guys. I want to get the panel's thoughts on this. Whoever wants to chime in first on how they feel about Disney transportation, safety, anything that's going on at Walt Disney World. What is this?
They're scared to death, of course, of the inevitable lawsuits. But you'd think they'd have, for any such emergency, a kind of in the can, ready to go statement of, gee, we're really sorry and we're doing the best we can and we hope everybody's going to be okay. Some kind of expression of sympathy would be, couldn't hurt them in court, could it? I mean, are they saying, well, then it would prove we took responsibility for it? Well, who else? It's your boat.
Right.
That's kind of water under the ferry, so to speak. The idea of who's responsible.
Yeah, and I wonder if before any lawsuits occur, if Disney silently through back channels or whatever reaches out to people that were involved with this incident. I don't know how that kind of thing works. Obviously, in the past, there's been some major incidents. I think most people know about the 2016 situation with the alligator and the little boy. If you don't, I'm not going to go into it now, but it's a very disturbing story. There's incidents. Disney World is 40 square miles. It is the size of the city of San Francisco geographically. Things happen. But what is weird, like you said, Lou, they don't even have like a standard press announcement or something. Hey, we apologize to the families of this incident, whatever. And I don't Disney has to take responsibility for this, don't they?
Well,
Absolutely.
and especially, I can understand why they don't say we're taking steps to make sure it doesn't happen again, because any lawyer will jump on that and say, why didn't you do that before? I understand that part, but just a simple offer of sympathy.
Yeah, just from the public relations side, they need to come out and make some sort of statement of goodwill. I don't know. It's wild to me that they haven't yet.
And they're going to say, hey, you got Disney Plus and you're stuck getting just a free Dole Whip all for your troubles.
Yeah, there you go. You go.
I think we're going to hear, because what's going to be the first question? Okay, who was driving? When they don't make a statement, that's usually a very important question. And is that person licensed to drive, trained to drive, or inhibited in a way where they shouldn't be driving Exxon Valdez? So I don't know, but that's the first thought in my mind is they probably aren't real thrilled with whoever was behind the wheel.
Well, and also I'm told this was happening at the end of the night when everybody's in a hurry to get the hell out of Dodge and back to their car. And so is the park to clear everything out. Yep. And that they might have been going a little too fast, and it was a stormy night. And you have to remember something about boats, folks. They are very, very subject to wind because it's this basically a big sail sticking up off the water. And so if you're coming even slightly too fast and a gust grabs that boat and pushes it hard against that dock, when I took my first basic boating safety class, the axiom I was told was never go any faster than you're prepared to hit something.
Yeah.
And
Fair
so,
advice.
And that's just the nature of boats. I mean, there's no currents or anything in that water, obviously, but there's certainly wind. And if they were
You got to wonder why they didn't put that whole system on a track and make it like a ride.
Well, I can imagine. I can understand that they want to have some maneuverability in case of wind, for example. But
yeah. Well, and also remember the Seven Seas Lagoon, when Disney World first opened, it was actually, there was a lot more recreation on it. I think you could rent paddle boats at the Polynesian. There was water skiing. Up until just a few years ago, there was parasailing on there. You could. I think you can still rent boats on Seven Seas Lagoon, so it kind of has to be a free form
and
water.
especially in that case, you don't want those big boats on a track because they can control themselves theoretically. Let's see, maybe not, but they can't control the idiot guests out there on a sailor or something who might jut in front of them, and they need to take action by turning away or going in reverse or whatever it happens to be. So.
Just want to check and see if Fake Wizard is there. If you do you have anything to say on this?
Yeah, my thoughts is there's two angles that I would play this out if I was Disney. Like, you don't say anything. Why? If you don't have the whole story. So there's a possibility they don't have the whole story. And then to Lou's point, I think, they don't want to take any claim here. They don't care about sympathy. This is Disney we're talking about. They don't care about sympathy. But they're not going to say anything because with the amount of people that are injured, like 19 people so far, and I'm sure
went to the hospital. How many more that got hurt and just shrugged it off and went home?
Exactly. How many boo-boos out there are going to jump in on this lawsuit?
Well, and I'm telling you, if anything happens to that woman's baby, it's a much bigger becomes a much, much larger issue.
You bet.
As of now, prayers for everybody that was involved. I hope that everybody's healing up well, especially the lady, the new mom. And we're going to keep our eye on this story. If there's any developments, we typically don't hear about developments out of Disney for this, but for now, we just hope that everybody is well, and we hope that you have something coming to you from Disney. Nothing's going to make up for an injury, but some type of compensation probably is necessary.
Well, and I'll tell you what, anybody who was on that boat and did not go to the hospital, the way the world is, and I'm the anti-litigious person of the universe, but you sure should have gone to your own doctor the next day and say, what do you think of this, to document it? Because maybe that's why they were laying low, is hoping a lot of people who would think they have claims have no verification that they were hurt. So any family lawyer would say, why don't you just go get it looked at by your doctor so it's on the record? So in case, that's just the way the world we live in works. So maybe they lay low to hoping that people, what the hell had happened, and forget about it if they weren't hurt very badly. But I don't know.
We'll certainly see. So the boat was going for the Magic Kingdom to the ticketed transportation center to drop people off to either go to a bus or their car or some other form of transportation to get them back to their home or hotel. So
I'm just trying to map it out in my head. Like, I think we've all been on this boat at some point, or we've been on this route at some point.
Yeah, if you've been to the Magic Kingdom, you've either been on the boat or on the monorail.
Unless you took those endless walks from the Contemporary or Grand Floridian.
It is possible, but there's people who have done it, but I would assume you wouldn't do it all the time. Hey, we've got a couple of supers to get to that I see, because
Not everyone. But you wanted more.
So let me get these on the screen. Let's see, there's the newest one here. We've got Andy W for $4.99. Hail to the $4.99. That's another thing. I know the $1.99 is. Andy W says, this is quite the crew. And I am so grateful to all of you for being here. Thank you.
We had a 6-pack on Labor Day.
Yeah.
Labor's Day.
I was looking at pictures of the 6-pack that I used to have back in 2010. Man, I don't know if I'll ever get that back. But
you shouldn't have drank it.
They're more expensive now, but you can get one.
Not many people do their wash on a washboard anyway, Ron. So I think that those days have come and gone.
There you go. Problem solved.
Why get a 6-pack when you can have a party ball?
Go for the keg, guys. Go for the keg.
Yeah, well, we know 10 points if you know where that quote is from.
Grandpa.
Jaws.
Is it really?
Oh,
sure. It's when Quint is telling the story of the Indianapolis.
Yep.
And the shark.
I do remember that now. I saw it,
which it opened this week in a 70 millimeter Super IMAX whatever redo, and the great tagline they came up with was, "We're going to need a bigger screen." I thought that was brilliant PR. Obviously not by Disney, but anyway,
I'm gonna go see it in the theaters. It's Jaws was the first blockbuster, but also Jaws did something else that I think a lot of people like. It just kind of flies under the radar. Jaws franchise set the precedent for having a great first movie out of the gate and then having really sucky sequels.
Oh boy, I'll say. Well, let me think. No,
Jaws: The Revenge is great.
Was Airport before Jaws? I think so, and it had terrible sequels too.
Which one was?
Airport.
Oh, Airport.
I watched all 4 of them because we were doing the Airport for the genre guys, and I found all 4 Airport movies in what they called the Terminal Pack DVD. But they got terrible. Oh,
Airplane. Terrible. Was Airplane a takeoff on the Airport movies?
It was sort of, but it was really a takeoff on a book called Runway 08, which was the original book that Haley then redid to become Airport. So if you want to be really obscure trivia master, there you go. But if you ate the fish, you were in big trouble.
No, don't eat the fish.
Yeah.
Let's see here. For $5, Chef Eddie says Japanese submarine slammed two torpedoes into our side. This is got to be a quote from a movie. Japanese submarine slammed two torpedoes into our side, Chief. But we was coming back from the island of Tinian to Leyte. Just delivered the bomb.
You got to do it with Robert Shaw's voice, though, because it was, Japanese submarine slammed two torpedoes in our side, Chief. We was coming back from the island. That's not a very good impression, but anyway, you get the idea.
Well, hey, it's better than because I don't know what it's from. I feel bad. Lou,
Jaws. You said
that's the same guy. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Japanese submarine slammed two torpedoes into our side, Chief. He was coming back from the island of Tinian to Leyte. Just delivered the bomb. That's right. I remember now. Now that I'm saying it like that, I remember the line.
See.
But it's. I watched. My wife and I watched Jaws. What was it, like a month and a half ago, when it first came back on the streaming for the 50th anniversary celebration. So, and we watched. I think we watched 3 of them. I don't think we watched the 4th one, The Revenge, yet.
Oh, lucky you! It only got worse as it went on.
Well, it was fun. It's fun to watch Jaws 3. Because we are SeaWorld annual pass holders, and the whole thing takes place in a fictional version of SeaWorld that's also a real version of SeaWorld. But it's and they say in the movie it's SeaWorld Orlando, but at the same time they have it connect to the ocean.
Well, it's not that far to the ocean from anywhere in Florida, is it?
It's an hour and a half. It's not
give
like
it a good storm and you're on the ocean.
I suppose. But yeah, it's pretty funny. Where I just got off the wrong thing. Anyway, we got to celebrate these. So let's do our celebration. Which one do I like for this? Here we go. Celebrate everybody.
Too much? Too much. It's your birthday.
Oh, this is just the best of my scene.
Somebody just said about Michael Caine being in one of those Jaws sequels. Michael Caine made a lot of bad movies as well as a lot of good ones. And I saw him being interviewed and they asked him what was the worst. And he said he was in Hollywood anyway, was doing something else. And they offered him a movie with Henry Fonda and Fred McMurray and all kinds of great stars. And he said, sure. He never read the script. It was a movie about bees. What was it called? The Swarm or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
And he said in the first scene that they shot, he and Henry Fonda are standing there and they had this room with all these bees up above and they suddenly feel all these little brown drops falling on their shirts and their heads.
Oh.
And he says, the bees were crapping on us. He said, little did I know the bees were the first reviewers of that movie even before it came out.
That's funny. Oh. Man, now that's
but
pretty...
he got paid, so what the hell?
Hey,
that's
what
they do.
What's the one with him and Christopher Reeve?
Sleuth.
I don't think is it called Sleuth?
Or Death Trap.
Death Trap.
Yeah, okay, right.
That was a heck of a movie. That it's one of my favorite films to watch. Just the acting of it. Christopher Reeve, outside of the Superman stuff that he did, was just such a brilliant actor.
Well,
of course,
Somewhere in Time, my God.
That film is one of the best. Lou, what's the lady's name?
Jane Seymour.
Jane Seymour. Okay, Jane. I have a hard time with names sometimes, but I found out the other day recently that I am not only 1 degree of separation from Jane Seymour, but 1 degree of separation from Jane Seymour with a person who is a good friend of mine who I can call up anytime, who is also a person who can call up Jane Seymour at any time. I'm like, put me in contact, please.
You heard this. You heard this through the grapevine, did you? You're about to lose your mind.
Oh my God! It was like, because
they reenact that every year up in Mackinac here in Michigan.
Oh, do
they do, and
do
the crew. I happen to know one of the ADs on the show, and he goes up there pretty much every year for that reunion.
So nice. When you go to the Grand Hotel, and I used to go every Labor Day, we'd just walk the grounds, and they'd have like Wynton Marsalis directing some great music. They have plaques everywhere where the movie was shot, and you can see the scene that was shot, and where it was, and then original artwork from the movie inside the Grand Hotel.
Oh, wow.
They love that movie.
But when you were there and you got drunk and you dropped a platter of food, did they look at you and say, "Are you the one?"
When I was allegedly there and allegedly drunk, no, I fell in a hot tub.
Yeah, are you the one?
But that was my honeymoon. They gave us like 3 bottles of champagne. I don't know what happened. Literally.
Oh, guys, we gotta get back. We gotta get back to the news. It's not the kind of news that I love to cover, but it is part of the headline story. So here we go.
I have news. What type of news is it? Well, to be perfectly frank, it's bad. Maybe if you tell me the bad news in a good way, it won't sound so bad.
The bad news in a good way.
Yes, I can do that. Well, here goes. Wait till you hear this.
Cracker Barrel is still deep in the DEI. Oh boy, despite the return of Uncle Herschel. Yeah, you don't have to dig too deep, even though they removed everything off of their. They didn't remove everything off of their website if you look closely, but they sort of scraped the surface. But this story is out of the New York Post by Charles Gasparino, which is a cool name. I don't know what the lady's saying, so I'm not going to get into that.
He's a cool guy. He was a business reporter on Fox for many, many years before he moved over to the world of print.
I just happen to like the name. I think Gasparino is a really cool name.
Yeah.
Cracker Barrel says the old white guy in overalls will return to its logo. So why is this country-styled restaurant chain still celebrating woke? Well, excuse me, last week the company jettisoned its long-time mascot Uncle Herschel in an effort to modernize its brand, only to bring him back this week after a social media firestorm that even President Trump couldn't resist, and which cost its stock more than $100 million in market value. Yes, we've reported on that. The restaurant chain also made some cosmetic changes to its website. Gone are the celebrations of various employee resource groups involving the Skittles crowd and various forms of diversity, as they like to call it. No surprise there if you follow corporate America's slide into progressivism and the consumer backlash, including an anti-woke administrative state in the Trump administration. Going woke is a loser. When modernizing a brand is often code for going woke, and as I have reported, customers rebel because, well, they hate being barraged with left-wing agitprop in marketing and ads, as we all remember the Bud Light scenario. So, but before we celebrate, we got to dig a little deeper, he says, into the barrel. It won't take much to learn that Uncle Herschel isn't the MAGA dude the company's loyal customers think he is. No, instead, he's still just a social justice warrior on the money has learned. Don't believe me? Take a look at Cracker Barrel's website, in particular, the company's 2024 ESG report. For those of you that don't know what ESG stands for, they actually have it on the website. It stands for Environmental, Social, and Governance. Inside, you will learn the number of board members, executive team members, professional staff, store-level managers, and staffers who are women and a quote-unquote racial ethnic minority. The report also touts its, quote, diverse, independent, and highly qualified board, as if its customers care how many board members, in this case 56%, are female when they chow down on a chicken fried steak. Read further and you'll discover that the Cracker Barrel has dropped the dreaded DEI label, but never fear, wokesters. Cracker Barrel has replaced it with the culture and belonging department. So let's take a look at that. Let me see if I can bring that up on the screen. Lou, while I'm doing that, I'll let you take the reins and you sent me the
it turns out that for the past 5 years, they have been putting serious money into various groups promoting various causes that aren't exactly unwoke. And the change in the logo and the painting of the stores was the last step, not the first. It was the first most people knew about it because they weren't paying attention. Meanwhile, over the past 5 years, I would say, or maybe even a little longer, the quality of the food has gone down, the quality of service has gone down, and people have noticed. And when you have a company who, compared to their peers in the sit-down casual dining sector, they have an average check per customer of about $11 and some change, where the industry standard is $13 to $15, which means they're not making as much money per person, which means that if the tips are following the total as they should, the workers are not making as much money per person. And at a certain point, the fact that in most of their locations, they are at a freeway off-ramp because their primary audience is families on road trips. If the families pull up and see rainbow rockers and then come in and find that the food wasn't as good as they remembered last time, they're not coming back. And they're saying, well, if it's all a question of sitting down, we can sit in our cars and eat from all the fast food places at this off-ramp.
Yep.
And remember, their entire business was primarily families on road trips and after-church groups on weekends. And if those two groups desert you, folks, who's left? I'll tell you who's left. The people who want the pitchers of mimosas before they hit the road again, because they added alcohol to the menu. So
your DEI case, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's DUI. That's a different kind of DE.
I'm on the Cracker Barrel website. This is obviously you get the order page because everything's set up so you can order from your home, go to the store, pick it up. Scroll down to the bottom though, and you'll find a section under About Us that says Culture and Belonging. Now, this is the page that, if you scroll down before, had the list of all the different groups that they were giving money to, including the Skittles crowd. As I like that phrase because Lorena came up with it, and it feels like a smart way of saying an easy thing. So, culture and belonging. Everyone feels at home at Cracker Barrel. Now, I have to read this in the old country.
Yep.
At Cracker Barrel, welcoming people has been at the heart of who we are. When we take care of one another, we're able to take even better care of the people who walk through our doors. Good people, good work, good company. So now you'll see we're in it together. This all seems perfectly fine. The Herschel way and all of that. Welcome with warmth, serve with a story, make the moment. Now, it ends there. And this is where all the stuff was before. It's not there anymore. But this is not so bad, surface level stuff. But then we get over here down to sustainability. And then we're going to talk about DEI and ESG. Sustainability, Cracker Barrel, a commitment, I always emphasize this, to corporate values. Okay, so now we're not talking about the guests anymore. We're talking about that the stockholders, but mainly the big stockholders, mainly the BlackRocks and the Vanguards and all those people.
My favorite.
Yeah, absolutely. Our mission of pleasing people is not just about serving delicious home-style food at fair prices. Okay, let me reread this. Our mission of pleasing people is not, and I'm going to emphasize the not for this, just about serving delicious home-style food at fair prices in a way that makes guests feel cared for like family, except it probably should be just about that.
That's where it should end. Yeah,
right?
It should at least be in first place.
Yeah, so here it says now it's also about the many decisions we make every day to ensure Cracker Barrel brand is, you have to change your voice for this one. It's also about the many decisions we make every day to ensure the Cracker Barrel brand is living up to the core values we've established for ourselves. Among those values, we've committed to drive environmental, social, and governance issues forward. There it is. There's the ESG. ESG, DEI, it's a form of Marxism. It's all connected, and it's still there. So, there's a real question of what's going on at Cracker Barrel, and are we going to see any of the announced changes back to this behind me? This is the old Cracker Barrel. Are we going to see it really take place? What do you guys think?
They spent too much money. They're way too deep in the hole now to backtrack more than just the logo. I mean, the logo is one thing, but We were getting quotes of $700 million invested into this marketing overhaul. They were
And there are
trying
only
to increase the stock
650
value.
some odd stores. So what is that? $1 million or more per store?
Yeah,
That's a lot more than paint, gang. You can paint a store for less than $1 million.
I'd love to know where the rest of that money really went.
I'd love to see where'd the money come from, really. Like, that's what I want to know. Like, I mean, the company was only valued at something like 1.1 billion. That was the valuation. So they had 700 million in cash laying around to spend on all this. I maybe they did. I have no idea. But they're too deep in the hole now to backtrack, and they don't want to backtrack. The fact that they're adding mimosas and alcohol to they're trying to change the entire company as a whole. They don't want Cracker Barrel to be the Cracker Barrel that Lou just described. They want it to be a different brand, a different company, a different restaurant altogether. And they are now failing at that, but they're going to find ways to get there. It'll just be a little bit more time.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really interesting to see what happens. We've also got this story out of thatparkplace.com with, let's see who this is, WDW Pro.
This is quite a story.
Have you heard of WDW Pro? Cracker Barrel bet the farm on its rebrand. Now the $700 million moonshot may cost the company nearly everything, and this is exactly what Fake Wizard was alluding to. Cracker Barrel's 3-year transformation plan budgeted at $600 to $700 million in capital spending was always going to be a moonshot set against a market capitalization that hovered around 1.2 to 1.3 billion in late August of 2025. The company effectively wagered roughly half of its equity value on a turnaround executed in full public view. That scale alone made the program a very risky endeavor, even before the brand identity backlash of the past week.
May I point out that whoever, whether it was Marvin or Pro or whoever picked that photograph, you know that if she's where she thinks she'll get friendly response and she's on Jim Cramer's show, you know it's a bad idea.
It's Kramer versus Kramer. No, that's probably not wise. Announced on May 16th, 2024, the plan aimed, and by the way, let's go back to this date real quick. This all happened kind of under the radar, right? Like until the new logo came out, removing Herschel, it really wasn't like nobody was talking about it. Announced on May 16th, 2024. The plan aimed to refine the brand, overhaul menus, remodel stores, upgrade tech, improve the employee experience, ambitions large enough to demand a reset of capital priorities. To fund the work, the board slashed the quarterly dividend from $1.30 to 25 cents.
And by the way, they couldn't do that without going to BlackRock and the other guys and saying, hey, we're going to do this, because they're the biggest shareholders. They just had an 80% haircut on their dividends.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. So that's an 80% cut, signaling cash, once returned to shareholders, would be plowed back into the business for several years. Management's guidance put total capex at $600 to $700 million from fiscal 2025, fiscal 2027. By the way, as we're doing this, we want to know there's no financial advice on this channel whatsoever. This is simply information for the story. Okay.
Yeah. I put a comment on this story for Pro. I said, for a guy who says he doesn't give financial advice, you sure understand it pretty well. Because this article really nails it down.
Well, he has Valiant to understand it from, so that's very, very helpful. Yes. Management guidance puts there. Okay. With the benefits not really accelerating until late fiscal 2026 to 2027, that cadence increases execution risk. Investors are asked to be patient while the P&L absorbs years of elevated depreciation and remodel disruption. The underlying operating base wasn't robust either. Fiscal 2024 comparable restaurant sales were down 0.1%, despite nearly 5% pricing increase. Comparable retail sales fell 5.5%, a sign that traffic softness and shop weakness were real headwinds. Cracker Barrel also closed some stores and took related charges as it reviewed the portfolio. With roughly 660 locations across the U.S., Even modest misfires in the remodel design or menu positioning can echo throughout the entire system.
And by the way, speaking of bad timing, they started all this while the previous folks were still in charge. This, it's been noted, is going to be the least expensive Labor Day weekend in the last several years because of the change in energy policy. Well, energy policy, aside from affecting everything else we buy and eat and consume, affects people's ability to go on road trips and pay for the gas. So if there's fewer people out there doing what they love to do, which is when they stop off at Cracker Barrel, I've noted some people were not aware of it. Cracker Barrel, one of the things that they did, they rented books on tape where you picked it up in one store and you dropped it off at another, which was called, hey, we can do it for nothing because it's going to get people in for twice instead of once.
Right.
But if people can't afford the gas, it ain't happening. So anyway.
What an amazing program that was when you think about it, whether it was on CD. And I think that they actually did it with music CDs as well, where you could rent a music CD.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
My understanding. Yeah. So that, like, because I remember
they had
the
their own
stores,
brand where they took various country people and had them make a record just for them.
Yeah. So, and then you could rent those, and for very little money, instead of buying a $20 CD, like $2, rent it, drop it off the next. I mean, how smart is that? And of course, you know, they've got your information to charge you for it if you decide to keep it. So all of that is just really good common sense sales stuff. They also have a really cool shop. I'm walking distance from a Cracker Barrel. It's literally the thing, you know, behind me, that setting. That's the Cracker Barrel I'm walking distance from, and I love going to the store. It bothers me, all of these changes, because just from an ideological standpoint alone, this kind of puts me off from wanting to support them. And I like to buy like the little trinkets for Christmas gifts, birthday gifts. That's the kind of thing that I go. Plus, you know, the cool sodas that you can't get anywhere else. But here is the brand.
A lot of that stuff in the store is, if it was in another context, it would be sort of Temu cheap stuff.
Sure.
But against the dark wood background, it kind of looks fun. You put it against that beige, and it shows off how cheap it is, how crappy it is. And when I was in one, most recently was driving back from Florida, and we just went in basically to use the bathroom. And I said, I want to get some candy. And where they used to have real Necco wafers, now they had Smarties. And where they used to have real malted milk balls of famous name, now they had what they called the South's Best. And then you looked at the fine print and it says distributed by some outfit in Illinois. They were going to knock off brands on all those classic candies that they used to have.
Did they have Goo Goo clusters?
I don't remember, but those are local, so that's no big deal.
Well, I just think it's not a Cracker Barrel without Goo Goo clusters. So here's what they're doing, just to get this back up on the screen. Then came the branding stumble. So this is now where we get to the story where we are today, right? In August 2025, Cracker Barrel unveiled a minimalist logo intended to modernize the chain and appeal to younger diners. Appeal to a market that they're not going to get. I do not understand that, by the way. The immediate reaction was severe. Shares fell sharply, wiping out close to $100 million in market value. Critics framed the move as abandoning the company's heritage. Within days, the company reverted to its legacy logo, effectively U-turning on a centerpiece of the brand pillar. Regardless of one's view of the politics around it, the episode underscores how fragile brand equity can be and how costly a misread becomes when attached to the $700 million transformation. Here was, I think this is their post, where they
said, how it ends?
Whoops.
You're serving delicious food warm? No period? Nothing else? I'd rather have my food hot, please.
Yeah, right.
Silly me.
No, only warm for you, Lou.
Oh, yeah.
You can't
Cracker Barrel
and hot there, Lou. Only get one.
I wish I had time to go into the back and forth between them and Steak and Shake, which is another big part of the story, but I don't know that I have time to do that tonight.
No, but
Cracker Barrel says, we thank our guests for sharing your voices and your love for Cracker Barrel. We said we would listen, and we have. Our new logo is going away, and our old timer will remain at Cracker Barrel. It's always been and always will be about serving up delicious food lukewarm. No, hot. Come on, hot, man. Yep. Now fire your CEO and we'll come back. Yeah, that's kind of Jeremy.
But
Jeremy
that's
hit
the
it on
point,
nose here.
is a lot of people will not come back. As we have discovered with the endless breaking news stories about Disney, and well, look at Snoop, right? Just recently went to a movie, and what the heck was that doing there?
Yeah.
Lots of people, they have real lives. They don't follow all the news that we cover on these channels. But when they hear about it, they say, how long has this been going on? And why am I still spending money there? And they find another way to live, and they find a substitute, and they don't come back.
Yeah, once a brand loses the trust of its core audience, it's very hard to get it back.
And furthermore, it is an absolute truism of marketing that it is always 3 to 5 times more expensive to acquire a new regular customer than it is to retain an existing one. So if you're turning off the existing ones, who do they expect to? It says something about a younger crowd. Well, what about the kids and the families who grow up with it, who would then transmit it to their kids? Oh, that's not the younger crowd we meant. We want the mimosa sipping fern bar crowd.
Yeah.
The problem with the mimosa thing is that's trying to appeal to a younger demographic that they didn't necessarily need to appeal to. So firstly, like we were already talking about, the whole point of you drive to Cracker Barrel, you go to the different locations on road trips. So the whole DUI thing is a very big point, but also the fact that you're appealing to a younger demographic, allegedly, right? That's what they're after with the mimosas. But if they looked at the statistics, young people aren't drinking as much anymore. It's right. That is what is happening. Alcohol sales are trending downwards. So this, I know it was like something like 5 or 6 years in development for this plan. It was a horrible move financially speaking, and they should have pulled the plug a long time ago.
Yep.
Well, you know what that reminds me of is the timing of it. What you're saying, as first of all, there's a number of pieces of the story that are bad timing. Like one is the fact that we are now past the age of woke, whereas that crowd is kind of pulled back, realizing that maybe people don't want this so much, and so they're coming in and putting this in at a time when that's sort of like we're past that, at least for right now, right?
Party.
It kind of reminds me of when Opryland decided to close down and open up a mall in 1999, at the time when malls were dying and the themed entertainment was thriving. They actually had one of the best, most profitable theme parks in the nation in Opryland, and they're like, it's really popular. Let's close it down and put up a mall instead.
Well, didn't the flood have something to do with that? I don't remember, but
I'm sure that there were other elements to it, but I just think that, and I have heard.
But the very first article I ever wrote for that park place was about lead time, and about how even if you decide to make a major sea change, you got a lot of crap in the pipeline that has to get through it that you've spent money on. Imagine if they looked at this and said, you know what, this ain't going to work, and gone back to BlackRock and all those guys and said, that haircut on the dividends that we took from you? Well, we're not going to do all that stuff after all. Well, then give us our money back. Oh, sorry, we spent it.
Yep.
It's
not a good look.
Well, and one of the things I think that is so damaging in this is the digging, right? You had a simple issue, quote unquote, of the logo. Then people dig and they find out everything else. And what you find out, I worked for 2 Fortune 100 companies, right? And they would do this. They'd have a brand that you couldn't break. You could not damage the brand. So they'd bring in a consultant who was at the same party as someone important's kid. So Lou's laughing because he knows this is pretty much how it happens. And they say, you're not ready to be successful in the future. So they implement these changes, and it starts at the hiring level. Okay, everyone that comes in has to get accredited in A through Z. So now by the time you actually make the front-facing changes, you have an entire corporation built up on those hiring practices, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years of all that training. No one has an original idea left. And it came because a company was successful, but someone was able to scare them. And this goes to that movie, What Women Want. Do you guys remember that with Mel Gibson?
Yes, love that
And
movie.
the whole premise was how great Sears did when they embraced the softer side of Sears. Go forward, and Ron and I were having this conversation. My dad used to covet the tools at Sears. The Craftsman tools were so good, 80s and 90s.
Yep.
And then when Sears decided to explode, they started making them out of cheap stamped aluminum. And their core, they were chasing that dollar, like in What Women Want. And at the time, that movie seemed to have all the answers. But looking back on it, you can see that Sears fell down an absolute hole because they ignored their success or just believed it would always be there. So they pay someone millions of dollars to give them new ideas and then fire their entire ad department. Oh, you guys aren't doing this. And then 10 years later, they were the worst ideas in history.
Well, and that's Disney all over, right? That's right. Oh, so many people in all of our channels and chats. Well, what if Apple bought it? And what if, Elon bought it? And what if somebody else bought it and changed everything and got rid of all those people? First of all, every one of those people below Bob would have a lawsuit saying, "We was just following orders. How can you fire us for doing what we were told to do?"
Not great,
Is this
Bob.
the way to the Nuremberg trials? Please?
Well,
We were
I want to go to Tom real quick before we end this segment. Tom, you went to Cracker Barrel recently and saw what the crowd was like. Is there any update as to whether or not the crowd is going to change or is changing?
I kind of swung back by after dropping a friend off at a port, and I went by the Cracker Barrel, and no, man, it was empty. It was basically the same.
Yeah. So and that's kind of the point there. Like if it's going to be very difficult when you make a mistake. Yes, you can admit folly to it, but unless you really, really change course, some people may never come back, and it's going to. I just think the brand is damaged forever. They're not going to get a new demographic of younger people, and the only way something like Cracker Barrel gets younger people into their stores is if their families are bringing them in. If grandparents or parents are bringing in the youngsters and the youngsters like what they see, then it works. If they bring them into the store and they buy them the ginormous Reese's cup that they have there, because they have like the giant Reese's cups in front, maybe that'll get them. But they're not going to make it on selling old Viewmasters, that's for sure. So we'll see what Cracker Barrel does.
Exactly like Disney.
Exactly
like Disney. It's a
exactly
generational
like Disney.
thing. You break
So
it.
I'll tell
It
you
doesn't
what,
come back.
if they go on a fire sale, I'm going to buy some of those barrels. I can use them pretty well in the shop.
There you go.
Well, the rocking chairs are going on sale, and that's good because the stock ain't rocking at Cracker Barrel anymore. My gosh, I think we have another super. I thought I saw one.
are you saying if this chair's rocking, don't bother knocking?
Yeah.
He put a sock on the chair.
Yeah. So Going Shogi says you can either be wacky or serious, not both. Cracker Barrel looks like Pee Wee Herman designed a bank. Well, I think we have a little Pee Wee Herman for that, don't we? I believe.
Is it too much? Too much. It's the birthday.
Oh, this is just the best of us see. Yeah, I thought Pee Wee was designing movie theaters, not so much restaurants. Yeah, but the kind of movie theaters Pee Wee's designing is not the kind that most families want to go to.
I can't believe you put that up there. I did not mean for public consumption.
Oh gosh, we love to celebrate on the channel, guys. Thank you for the support through the show tonight. Has been great, and we certainly appreciate obviously all of the panel for being here. Oh gosh, the crowds at Disney have not been what we would expect at this Labor Day weekend. Shows that maybe some of them were kind of like this guy.
So I think what happened is I went to Epcot. You can go around the whole world, and I had a couple in the Germany section, and I thought I went to China. Anyway, I'm a knucklehead. But I'm sure this guy has some things he'd...
Yeah.
Did you see at the state fair, somebody made a booth of a wheel of lies of said governor, and you spun the wheel, and if you hit the one, you got a prize or something?
Oh
I just saw that earlier tonight. But
oh my gosh. Before we get to the next story, I saw something very big drop. Maravita, thank you so much. My gosh.
Wow.
Top 10. Follow the Bradley's Fun memberships. Let's see if I can figure out who got new memberships. We got Richard James Zanner, Two Penny Puppet, Shirley Rab, Consume the Goodness, Geraldine 51, Gail Gatling, Bobby Rafferty, Magical Mike, the Original Fuzz, and I think that's William Shaker is already a member, so says thank you. Gosh, thank you so much, Maravita. That is a big one. We love to celebrate, so let's do a Wookie Dance. I like Wookie Dance. Yes, indeed. Since we are getting so many memberships tonight, and I am taking this into the count and watching this, I want to let people know there is a Figment popcorn bucket. This little guy right here. This was very popular in 2022. I want to say is when it came out, or 2021, 2. I think it was 2, because I don't think they had a festival in 2021. Anyway, when this came out, the line to get this stretched back. It was January 2022. The line to get this stretched back for 8 hours. I saw where the line was. I was there that day, and it was the most popular. It was so popular that they started like reselling these things for $200, $300, $400 online on eBay. And then this one guy did this funky little drawing of this, and he sold it on eBay and gave the proceeds away to charity. It was like $1,000 or something the thing sold for. So that was awesome. And so I've got one that I'm going to give away when we hit 100 members of the channel. And so thank you guys so much for the support.
I did tell you I was going to add to that, right?
Yes. So, and then Tom is going to add the blue wrench. So you will get a blue wrench and Figment. And the way that's going to work is when I hit 100 members of the channel, I'll do a special stream, and everybody who is a member of the channel at that point will get an entry. You'll get more entries if you're at a higher level, and also you get an entry for every gifted membership you've given. So it'll be pretty huge. And we also have some more supers that came in as well.
We've hit the 5 out of 5 gold. Did you notice?
I see that. We hit the goal. Maravita, $5. We hit the goal. I appreciate that. And I need, so let me tell you, I didn't put this up for the goal tonight, but what I will say is that on the spread shop, there is a new design. Some people have seen part of that new design. And it is based on something that Go and Shogi sent. I will reveal it. If I can do, okay. Wednesday night, I have a show. I will reveal the new design. Since we hit the goal tonight, I will reveal the new design Wednesday night, and you'll see it then. And I think you're going to get a real big kick out of it. It is a fun shirt, and if you're going to a Disney park, you'll be very brave to wear it, but it's really, really fun. And I think we're releasing it at the right time of the year because it is Halloween related, if you will, or Haunted Mansion related. I think people are going to like it.
You mean I'm gonna have to get this one?
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be so much fun. Guys, thank you for that. What let's see. Boy, I need a better celebration. Okay. For those who are watching the show and you are non-political or whatever, there's a miniature. I'm not gonna play the whole thing, but I'm gonna play part of this celebration. It's the Trump celebration, and whatever side you're from, if you like him, celebrate that he's dancing. If you don't, just celebrate by making fun of him. Okay, either way, I don't care. You play the side you want to. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but it's something funny that I thought we did, and this was after the election last year. So. Oh, the Trumpy Trump dance.
I feel like saying white men can't dance, but don't tell him. He's entitled anyway.
They could shuffle.
Oh God. I just like it's funnier when you get to the end of that. And I didn't want to play it all the way through because it's a little bit long. But the idea behind when I first did that is all of the people. There's no way to like skip to the end of it, and it's really funny because at the end of it, it's a bunch of people online trying to copy that dance, and it's pretty darn funny. So thank you guys so much for that support. Before the end of the show, we are going to do the big celebration. But first, we have to get more breaking news. The news that seems to be a little bit broken. Out of that park place.com. Magic Kingdom stuns with empty Labor Day as slowest Disney World summer in recent memory comes to a close. Yes, it has. It's been a slow summer. I haven't seen it that slow since 2021. It's just, Labor Day at Walt Disney World, particularly in the Magic Kingdom, should be the grand finale of the summer season. It's a day when Florida schools are closed, parents have time off, families from up north take their last vacations before heading back to classrooms. Yet, in 2025, what should have been a triumphant crowd surge instead looked more like lockdown-era doldrums of 2020. This is literally taken today, guys. Main Street USA at the Magic Kingdom at Disney World. I don't know who was out there today. It might have been Marvin. I don't know. Look at the wait times. That park place was on the scene this Labor Day, saw almost an eerie sight, a mostly empty Main Street USA, wide open central hub, classic attractions like Haunted Mansion, Pirates of the Caribbean, and It's a Small World walk-ons. 2:30 in the afternoon, right in the heart of the day, Space freaking Mountain sat at just a 10-minute wait. Even the headliners, Tron, Light Cycle Run, and Seven Dwarfs Mine Train barely cracked 30 minutes apiece. And if you look at these wait times, I will tell you, typically they're elevated. This is today. This is so crazy. Wow. For a holiday weekend that used to mean shoulder-to-shoulder crowds and 2-hour waits, the scene was nothing short of remarkable. I don't even think I have to read that much more of the article for comments because we were just talking about this with what the Cracker Barrel brand did and comparing that to what Disney has done. Because Cracker Barrel, this was just one weekend of hubbub. Disney's been doing this to themselves for the last, 5-10 years?
Yep.
Gosh, guys, what do you think about the that low of a crowd on Labor Day.
I'll tell you, I remember growing up in the 90s, back before all the festivals and stuff were happening to bring in more people year round. We used to go, from Pennsylvania down there in like February, maybe December, because it was this dead. And that kind of went away for a while, a good decade or so, when all the festivals came. You got cheer competitions, all those things to really bring crowds in a little more consistently. It's tanking now. It's pretty crazy to see this.
But especially this time of year when it used to be busy regardless.
Sure. Yeah,
I used to
on a
go
holiday
every
weekend.
year in the late January, early February period because it was dead. Because it was after the Christmas rush and before the snowbirds headed to Florida. And there was that magical couple of weeks when it was relatively dead, but not anymore.
Yeah.
Tom, when are you going back to Disney World, Tom?
Is that a loaded question?
Yes.
For everybody else, that's a big question. For him, it was Tuesday.
Somebody would have to PayPal me the ticket price and a blindfold.
Yeah, I mean that's
And
Tom
then you'd be arguing with him at the gate about getting disability access with the blindfold.
Well, let me ask you this.
Hold on. Let me bring this up. Native Hawaiians, November, right, Tom? No, I'll hit Universal with you, brother. I ain't going into Disney.
Okay, so there you go. But here's the thing, Tom. What you just said, and I wanted to bring this up. There's alternatives, aren't there, when you come to Orlando? Because you don't live in Orlando, you live an hour away. When you come to
45
Orlando,
minutes, it's not truly an hour unless there's traffic.
but where do you go? You don't have to go to Disney. Is
Oh,
what
I
I'm
can
saying,
go to
right?
the Space Center. I can go to SeaWorld. I can go to Epic. I can go to the fun spot if I had to. Dieterland. I can go to St. Augustine. It goes on. Gatorland.
Come with me to Deezerland at some point so we can hit it up and do a video together. We'll get a few local
Yes,
people.
because
I'm sorry. What's Deezerland?
Okay, Deezerland is located in a struggling what has been a struggling mall since it opened. It's anchored by Bass Pro Shops on one side and a Cinemark movie theater on the other. It was a mall, and the mall failed, then became a flea market, and then I don't know who bought it. Guy who I think his last name Deezer, right? So he named it after himself, Deezerland. And now it's an indoor play place, go-karts, bowling alleys,
Car museum.
And the big thing is a car museum. One of my favorite cars in there is the Mach 5. Like,
yes,
it's so
I got pictures of that. Lou, they have movie cars in there.
Yeah,
really?
The true movie set cars. Yeah, this guy goes out and gets them.
Yep.
Oh yes, I see. I'm looking at their site now, and
I was last time I was there. They weren't quite done with the James Bond room. Have you seen that, Ron?
I have not seen that yet.
Oh, we got to go then, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's been over a year since I've been there, so I got to get out there and I want to see it again. I think it'll make for a great video. But my simple point is there are so many alternatives now, and Disney keeps acting like there aren't.
Yep.
And they forget. It's not just Epic Universe. Epic Universe is the tip of the iceberg for what else there is to do. Blue Man Group just came back, so now you have that form of entertainment. You've got the Orlando Eye complex that has the wheel and the aquarium and Madame Tussauds and several other things right there on the complex. Then just up the street, you've got all of Universal. And I keep saying this, the Universal geographical footprint is smaller than Disney World. So if you're staying at a Universal hotel, you're going to be able to get to all of the Universal properties much faster in the morning than you could get to the Disney properties. If you were staying on Disney property at, say, All-Star Sports, for example, you're going to have to take a bus everywhere that you go. It's going to take you 15 minutes to get to Animal Kingdom and at least 50 minutes to get to any other park that you go to. And yes, it's free, but so is the transportation at Universal. You can pop on a bus at Universal and be to Epic Universe in 10 minutes, or you can stay at Helios and literally walk out of your hotel onto the Epic Universe grounds, which I have done, which is cool as it gets. I almost said something else, but I mean, it's like, it's amazing. And I think Fake Wizard, aren't you maybe going to be, are you coming to Disney World?
No. No. We're going to Epic this weekend coming up. Yeah. Take my parents and my family. We're going. Well, also my business partner is going too, because it's a business trip as well. But no, we had the opportunity. Do we go to Disney World like we normally do when we can, or do we go check out Universal? And we're like, yeah, we don't like Disney anymore. We're going to see Epic Universe. So no, I'm excited.
Yeah, and my point to that is, for every person who's like myself, or Wizard, or Tom, or Jess, or Jeremy, or Lou, there's so many of us out there, and we're all going to spend our dollars. We're still going to go to a park. We're still going to spend our dollars. Guess what? We're not going to give that dollars to Disney anymore, because they've made the mistakes over and over again. And it's absolutely proving itself out in the records, in what we're seeing with the crowd levels going down. And to compensate for that, all Disney is trying to do is make up for it by charging more, which even blocks more people out. Okay. The guests that are going are getting, it's $200 a ticket, $200 a day to go. Yeah, they have some sales in there to try and motivate people, but they're charging more. They're giving less guest service. You have to pay extra for the Fast Pass that used to be free, that they call Lightning Lane now. You have to pay for Magic Bands. Those used to be free. You have to pay for Fast Passes. Those used to be free. You have to pay for Magical Express. That used to be free. Not free, but included in the price. A lower price, by the way. You used to be able to get a night at the Grand Floridian, the nicest hotel at Disney World, located next to the Magic Kingdom, for $600, $700, $800 a night. Last time I looked, it was $1,600 for a night at the Grand Floridian. It's
ridiculous.
That used to be an entire vacation for a family of 4.
Yes. And if you go and you stay at the higher level Universal hotels, you know what you get for free? The Fast Pass.
Right.
And really nice theming, and maybe even a lazy river. When we stayed at Cabana Bay, of all places, which is one of their lower ones, we had a lazy river right outside our hotel room.
It's amazing.
I get free
as opposed to a
entertainment all the
drained
time
river
there.
right outside your haunted mansion.
I get free entertainment here all the time. I film it. Rocket launches.
There you go.
Yeah,
exactly. Ron, we had something sent to us back in the early 2000s, and my wife and I, we might still have it. Disney would send you Build Your Dream, and it was like a binder with a CD-ROM disc in it. And they would literally lay out a way for you to save for multiple years for your vacation. And the way it was spelled out is, this makes sense anyway, because it's going to take you that long to get, to get a room at that point. And we had travel agents all around us that would do the same thing. They'd take a deposit, then you'd make a quarterly payment, build up, and they would just sit and plot out Disney World vacations. That's all they did. So we had this packet, and it was just so popular. Like, okay, you can't come here now. You would have your own sales rep, and you'd literally be paying for this thing like it was a health savings account. And that's just where it's come from. The demand was so through the roof.
Well,
you look over to the right, and you will see a link to what Universal is doing by comparison. Save $200 on a 2-night or longer stay with a 3-park plus 1-day Universal Epic Universe ticket and admission to Halloween Horror Nights.
Exactly. Universal is giving families, giving people what they want. Why can't I find? Oh, there it is. That's what I was looking for. Sorry. I was looking to try and bring that up.
And you get the early park admission, and you get a $75 stay, scream, and save discount. Stay, scream, and save. I love it. Or the RIP tour, which is the priority VIP tour through the haunted houses. My God. These people are creative, And Disney is arrogant.
Warning, event may be too intense for young children and is not recommended for children under the age of 13.
Or Jess.
Or me.
Is that the new
Or
fairy one?
Jess, yes.
Wait,
So,
no costumes
yeah.
or masks allowed? I can't go in as a wizard?
Right. There's no
Dude, you gotta grow your own, man.
Yeah,
I
there you
can't
go.
do it in 3 days, Tom.
Grow some funk of your own. Da-da. Remember that song?
Oh my god!
Come on, take some quick grow.
I don't know.
Try. How about chia? Chia. Can we do a green one?
Oh god.
Simpsons
No.
episode with the hair growth thing.
Yes, Universal is bringing the value proposition, and that is a big deal. Disney is taking it away.
I know I'm beating a dead horse by saying it yet again, but I'm going to say it yet again. For the average, I always go to Disney all the time, every year. That's what I do. Who used to take Magical Express and therefore be a captive audience.
Yep.
When they go see Epic and they have this package that says, oh, wait, there's 2 other parks, 3 if you count the water park. It's not just Epic that's new to most of these people. Islands is new to most of these people. The studio is new to most of these people. City Walk is new to those people. And certainly, like you said, Volcano Bay. And they suddenly say, my God, look at all this stuff. And I didn't even know it existed until Disney denied me a bus ride.
Right. And
that's how stupid that was. God, they're just
one of the dumbest moves in history.
Cheap.
And to add to that, Lou, there's one other thing that people forget. If you simply add on a day at SeaWorld, you now have your animal-centric park, but a animal-centric park, that replaces Animal Kingdom. If you want to do 4 parks, it's still within the geographical location, smaller than Disney World, because it's literally like a mile down the street from Epic Universe. And I think there's like 7 or 8 brand new roller coasters there. There's a Soarin' type ride.
Aren't there Muppets there?
You have Sesame Street.
Sesame Street, yes.
If someone were to ask, how do I get to Sesame Street? I can tell you how to get to Sesame Street. You just go to SeaWorld, and there's a Sesame Street parade. They have done such a great job of plussing up SeaWorld in the last decade. While Disney has removed things, SeaWorld's been adding things, and they have food festivals and bands come in. I think I saw Huey Lewis and the News perform there once. It's super cool.
2 years ago at SeaWorld, they had Pop Evil playing there and a bunch of other bands.
They have festivals throughout the year like Epcot does, and they bring in bands, Latin festivals, Latin bands. We've seen some amazing things. SeaWorld has really, really plussed up the experience, so much so that the last time I went, I think I waited in traffic 40 minutes to get into the parking lot of SeaWorld, another 30 minutes to find a place to park. And so it took me over an hour just to get from where, it's literally a 10-minute drive from my house to SeaWorld, but I drove 10 minutes to get into the traffic to get into
Ubered.
SeaWorld.
They would have dropped you off right in front, right?
There you go.
Yeah, they could.
You know what, Ron? And I don't like how they redesigned that parking lot. That's my biggest gripe with SeaWorld.
I know
It makes it
everybody's
harder
biggest
to
gripe.
navigate. Yeah.
But here's the thing. Oftentimes, that parking lot is now so full that they actually have to reroute traffic across the street to
They're using those overflows?
Overflow. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So SeaWorld's become super popular. It's way more popular now than Disney. It's less expensive to get in. It's affordable to get in. I will say this, their food prices, especially their quick service type food prices, are more than Disney's because that's where they make up for it. But it is what it is. It's all the
but
other
if you have
parks.
a platinum pass, it drops it.
That's true. But it's like Universal and SeaWorld. Universal and SeaWorld they've stepped up. I think the executives have seen what happened over at Disney, and they're like, hey, here's our chance. Let's step it up. And Epic, there is so much more stuff even coming to Epic than what's already there. Disney some people are saying it's going to be 20 or 30 years, if Disney can ever recover from what they've done to themselves before they do. And we'll see. It's crazy.
But there's even more than that, because it's not even just the parks. It is every facet of that brand is damaged.
Yeah.
Every facet, every angle, every perception that you can conceive for the Disney brand is damaged. And like, it's not going to come back overnight. We're just going through, because I got this trip coming up in a couple of days. It's not often I get to go to Orlando Universal. And so we're doing all the budgeting. The restaurants for a family in Disney World, you're looking at $500 a meal. That's what I ended up paying for one of the sit-down dinners. I was just going through and finding all my notes from the last time we were there. It was $500 at Cape May Cafe. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It wasn't even that good.
You had the seafood buffet, and you got the $29 add-on for the crab legs that they used to not have, right?
We didn't. We just had a lot of people, but it was insane.
Yeah.
Wait,
the restaurant
$29 add-on if you want crab legs?
Yes.
Let me advise anyone going to Las Vegas. The secret is to find out when they switch from the lunch buffet, which doesn't usually have the crab legs, and the dinner one, and show up about 20 minutes before the lunch one is over. You pay the lunch price, you sit there, you relax, and in 20 minutes, you've got the dinner buffet for the same price. That's a little unknown secret, especially at Bellagio and places like that.
That works. That works locally here too. Whoops, I just said that out loud. Never mind.
There you go.
Yeah. There'll be a lot of late lunchers out there in the crowd after they hear this, right?
Hey, that's usually when I eat. I will say at the restaurant that I worked at, we had it's $155 meal for two. But you would be surprised. It's actually a very, very good value, because you are getting a 24-ounce Chulatan steak to split between the two of you. But the steak by itself, I think, is $115. And so if you just get the steak and two side dishes with it, it costs you $115. If you get the meal for two, which is that $40 add-on, you also get a huge appetizer with a giant charcuterie board and secondary appetizers as well, and then you get a dessert to share. The dessert's really small, but the rest of it's so much food. I
was gonna say, if you've eaten all that, you haven't got a lot of room left for dessert.
No, it's funny, because I would tell people, hey, I'll let you share this 3 or 4 ways if you want to, because it's enough food for 3 or 4 people. We didn't really have a rule as to whether or not, like, we could, as servers, do what we wanted to. I was the kind server that probably made a little bit less by not, being a charlatan to people. But yeah. Anyhow, we've got more support coming, I believe. I thought I saw one over here from.
Before you do that, Ron, I need an outro, because I got to rest and recoup before my next appearance over there on the Pro Show. So I want to say goodnight to all of you out there and in here and everywhere in between. And thank you so much for all of the support you give to the various things I do around here. And if you have had enough of me, go to bed after this with a clear conscience. But if not, I'll be on the Pro Show in a few minutes.
I will be right there with you, Lou. Thank you so much for dropping by.
Hey, my pleasure.
Appreciate
always.
it, and we'll see you over there, and we'll see how long we stay awake. Okay.
Exactly. Good night, everybody.
Thanks,
Bye,
Lou.
Good night, Lou.
All right, and now that's just me. Let's not switch it. Get that off there. Okay, there we go. Going Shogi. Oh wait. Okay, which one? I want to make sure I don't miss any, but I think I've gotten all the other ones. It's the Winnie the Pooh song, and the crowds came down to wash away the prophets. Which song is that? Who knows how to sing it? And
I can hear it in my head, but it's not working.
Down to wash away the prophets. Oh, hello, everybody. It's me, your good friend, Winnie the Pooh. Oh. I haven't done nearly as many impersonations lately as I need to really work on them. Going Shogi, catch the legendary Lee Wasserman's Ghost on T3PO. There you go. So there's another link. And we also, this show will automatically redirect to the pro show in 14 short minutes. We have one more story to share, and I am going to leave you guys on a good note about Disney. I know, right? Weird. We call balls and strikes, and I want to say that I think this one is a strike, or whatever you want to call it. It's not a home run. It's not hit out of the park, but it's something that I've been wanting to see at Disney for probably 2 years at least. Walt Disney World to repaint Cinderella Castle to restore the classic look at the Magic Kingdom. Yes, finally.
How much is it costing them?
It shouldn't even be that much. They should have gray paint hanging
Less
around.
than Cracker Barrel cost to repaint their stores.
Maybe.
Yeah, the new castle color, the old castle color returns. Yep. But to be fair, I thought that the 50th anniversary look was great for its time, but it's not special if it stays around. And I love the fact that the look is coming back. So there's the old look of the castle. It's not the one that no, this is the new look. That's actually got the pink on it. One. Sorry. It's going to go away. It's going to return a little bit. So when fans think of Walt Disney World, this is by Marvin. I think
This is going to get so many people to come back. Said no one never.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna get fans back, but for those of us that have to go to report, I'm at least liking that a little bit better. When fans think of Walt Disney World, the image that most often comes to mind is Cinderella Castle rising above Main Street, USA. It's the symbol of the Magic Kingdom, the focal point of countless family photos, and the single most recognizable icon of the resort. On August 31st, 2025, Destination D23 Disney Imagineers announced that this legendary structure will soon be returning to its roots. Disney will repaint Cinderella Castle with a more classic and timeless look that many longtime guests have been waiting to see. A return to tradition, tradition. I'm sorry, I was
nice to have you.
I was in Fiddler on the Roof. It was fun. For years, Cinderella Castle has carried the weight of Disney's constant rebranding and anniversary tie-ins. The most recent royal makeover in 2020 brought a bold coat of rose pinks.
You know what triggered this, right, Ron?
What triggered it?
They seen Cracker Barrel go back on a design, so they figured we got to get jump on this bandwagon too.
Pretty much. This is what it feels like, right? The most recent royal makeover in 2020 brought a bold coat of rose pinks, deep blues accented with shimmering gold. It was very pretty. It was time to celebrate the 70th anniversary of Cinderella and lead into Walt Disney World's 50th celebration. So yes, so kind of two things there: the 70th anniversary of the movie Cinderella when that came out, and then the 50th anniversary of the Magic Kingdom. Completed while the parks were closed during the 2020 shutdowns, the castle's facelift was striking but controversial. Actually, I don't know that it was completely, I don't think it was 100% completed. It was done during that time, but it actually took them until 2021 to get it completely ready for the 50th. Mm-hmm. Somebody just popped in. Did I hear somebody pop in? Oh, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Jeremy popped out and popped back. Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. All right. So while some praised the bold tones of the Cinderella Castle repaint, others derided the look as garish, too far removed from the stately grays, creams, and soft blues that had defined the castle since its 1971 debut. That debate appears settled now as Disney has confirmed a return to the classic color palette. The refreshed look will emphasize grays, creams, and blues with subtle gold accents. Unlike the bright pinks of the last makeover, this new scheme is designed to blend harmoniously with the Florida sunshine, offering what Imagineers describe as a regal shimmer from every angle. That is true. I will tell you, it's the castle looks more regal and more royal and more like a castle in its classic colors. And this is what's interesting, that there's a science behind the magic. It's not just cosmetic choice. Imagineers revealed that Disney is applying advanced materials and techniques to the Cinderella Castle repaint to ensure the colors remain vibrant despite Florida's punishing sun and humidity. The paints are undergoing accelerated UV and weather testing to guard against fading. What do you think, guys, about the castle going back to classic?
I am very happy to see it. It is not a huge change. I wish they would just fix the parks in general, but this is a step back to the Cinderella Castle of my childhood. But I do hope that the rigorous testing they're talking about is a little bit better than the testing that they didn't do for the lights on the ground in Epcot.
Oh, God.
We'll see
Yeah.
how it goes.
The lights on the ground in Epcot are, I will say, out of all of the things that came out of the 50th anniversary, there's one thing that actually makes me happy, and that is, and it really surprised me. It's actually what's behind you, and that is Spaceship Earth, the LEDs that they put on there, and the Beacon of Magic show. I actually really, really like that. That and the front entry plaza of Epcot looks classic the way it did before. What they really need to do now is somehow figure out a way to bring back the original Communicore idea. Journey of Water needs to be covered. I don't even want to get into it because there's way too many things that need to be changed. But yes, I will say I'm pretty happy that they're bringing back the classic look of Cinderella Castle. Probably not going to change Fake Wizard's mind.
Oh, I'm going to change my whole schedule now. We're going to go to Disney World instead because they're painting the castle, you guys.
Are you going
I
to
never liked
Blue
the
Wrench,
color
man?
they had.
You're
I'm
going to
gonna hit
Islands,
the
right?
Blue Wrench, you do that.
Yeah, the Blue Wrench. You're going to Islands, right?
We're doing
Islands of
Epic,
Adventure?
and then and then we're
Okay,
going to
so-
do we got the double pass.
You've got Hogwarts, man. That castle is all you're going to need.
Yep.
that castle is awesome.
Yeah, I fit in there.
And you can get robes, dude.
You can get robes.
I'll bring my own.
Wear them.
Yeah, it's amazing. Jeremy, any thoughts on the change over to any thoughts on the change back to classic?
Yeah, this goes along with when we were looking at saving up for a vacation there. The Cinderella Bration was huge down there. I don't know if they could ever even reattempt what they did because they let people stay in the castle, I think. But the return to that could do something, couldn't it?
The suite is still there. The suite is only, to the best of my knowledge, you cannot rent it. You cannot pay any price for it. It has to be given away. And I don't know how they take care of maintaining the suite for the giveaways. When I was a cast member, I want to say once every 3 months they had a cast member drawing where you could put your name in a pool, and as a cast member, if you won, you got a chance to stay there. I never won. I put my name in the pool every time. I think it would be cool to stay only one night, but you got to have everything catered to you, because if you have any special needs, you're in a freaking park. Like you're in the middle of the park. So it's not a place you would want to stay for a vacation for more than one night. I kind of wish that they would close it off for the most part and open it up to like special VIP tours or something where you could actually just at least pay to go see it when they're not using it or whatever. It'd be cool. But yeah, that's it. I just to wrap this up, I'm happy that they're doing one thing out of a million right. Now, if they could learn a lesson from going back to Cinderella's Castle and go back to Rivers of America and Tom Sawyer's Island, then the circle would be complete.
There we go.
We have one more super that just came in. I saw this before we head over to Pro Felon Lawyer for the 199. I want the birthday cake castle again. Yeah, the 25th anniversary had Cinderella's. If I had Vash Sky doing all my stuff for me, we'd have a graphic of that on the screen right now. but I am no Vash Sky, and boy, I can't wait to. I'm very excited because this show has shown me a lot of potential tonight, and I'm going to be doing a lot more investigating for how I can produce and do everything and get so much more right. But gosh, look at all this support. We had Maravita became a member, Chef Eddie became a member, Go and Shogi gifted 5, and then we had Maravita gifted 10 new memberships for Follow Bradley's Fun. Thank you so much. Then we had Andy W chime in. We had Chef Eddie chime in here. Go and Shogi chimed in. And Maravita again and again to hit the goal. Thank you. Go and Shogi again. And Felon Lawyer comes in for the 199. You guys, you know what that calls for, right? That calls for our big, fun, favorite celebration. Guys, get ready in the chat with the emojis. Let's dance. Let's celebrate.
Too much? Too much? It's perfect! Wahoo!
Oh, this is too much. Give me a break. I couldn't be more excited. It's making me mental. But if they say yes, you can be on the show. I think I would go so crazy.
Guys, thank you so much for being here. I want to thank all of my guests. First of all, Real Life Fake Wizard, where are you at? Where can the people find you? And
yeah, I'm the Real Life Fake Wizard. I do videos here on YouTube, and I also have a new video game directory called fakeportal.com, which just went live a couple days ago. That's pretty exciting. It's a whole place to connect and find new video games you may otherwise never have found. Check that out. And also, I'm here on YouTube.
I am typing it. Let's see if that worked. Yeah,
I hope so.
Go. And yes, whether real or fake, he's definitely a wizard. YouTube, Real Life Fake Wizard. Yes, check him out. Please subscribe if you haven't. Obviously, you want to get over there and you want to subscribe to the wizard. He's a wizard. And we have our good friend Strings and Pucks, Mr. Jeremy Laura. Where can people find you? What are you doing? Let the people know.
Yeah, come to Strings and Pucks. That's my YouTube channel. I'm doing a lot more acoustic song performances. I call it the Acoustic Coffee Shop. Doing cover songs, doing original songs. And then I take on topics to do with depression and mental illness and things that I've dealt with in my journey. And, I just kind of wrap it all together.
That is awesome. So yes, everybody get over there, subscribe to there it is, Strings and the Pucks. All right, and we will tell you to get the puck in here, not out of here. So yes, indeed. Tom TJ Magnify, what you up to?
Swinging this around, but no, going to be trying to get some more rocket launches in and some other crazy stuff. Jumping on Arena streams, your streams, a whole bunch of other lives. Dadman walking. So I'm appearing like a bad rash everywhere.
He's appearing like a bad rash. That'll sell you. Everybody get over there and subscribe to Tom. And of course, we love Jess Hart's Theme Parks.
Hey, thank you so much. Again, I always love being on here. Amazing audience tonight. Thank you guys so much for coming on to the stream with us. Just hop over, check out my YouTube channel. Been a lot more consistent with content and stuff out there, and I'd love to have you over there subscribing.
Yes, so get over there to Jess Hart's Theme Parks and get over to the pro show, which is already, I think, started. So we've got to get over to the pro show. Let me get your link on that. There's the chat. The link is in the chat for Jess Hart's Theme Parks, for Jeremy at Strings and Pucks, for Real Life Fake Wizard, for Tom, and thank you. Hit the like button if you haven't done so yet. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe. If you're watching on the replay, say replay gang in the comments and click that notification bell. When you click it, you stick it to the YouTube algorithm. You get notified of all of our uploads here at Follow the Bradley's Fun. Thank you guys so much. And until next time, which will be Wednesday night at 8 p.m., we'll see ya real soon. Bye, everybody. Ciao.
Dishes are done, man. Cleans them down to the shop.